Welcome to a new episode of DevSecOps Talks with me, Matthias.
Paulina and
Nina?
Andrei. Got to be quick, Paulina.
Yeah, hardest part. So today
I'm not those days.
it's just the beginning of summer. What date is it today? Anybody know?
It's 22nd of June here in Spain. I don't know how it is in Sweden.
It's the same.
Same in
Start
Denmark.
of summer. Yeah.
Hey, you had midsummer celebration, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's big in Sweden.
Yeah, it was
In
good.
Denmark, they just make one big bonfire.
Yeah, we do that for 1st of May. Then we do the bonfire stuff. Midsummer is a big celebration. It was more than when I was younger. Now when I have kids and stuff, it's more that stuff. It can
If
be
you-
another topic when I talk about different celebration in Sweden. They
If-
always include alcohol in some sort, basically. Yeah, you know, Audrey, you're smiling. You've been in Sweden.
No, I'm just like saying like the old Swedish movies you watched, like how they portray midsummer nowadays is that everyone gonna be wearing like very nice clothes, white shorts and like, trousers and everything. They would be on a lawn, dancing a little bit, drinking a little bit, but it totally doesn't look like that. It's like very idealistic.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe in a few places where people are very well off, it might look like this.
Smaller like villages, they still bring out the dresses. So the different dresses, depending on the location where you are in Sweden. So you have like Dalarna has one, the Norwegian, like North part has one, and you need to have the
No,
dress.
but I mean like, the modern nice clothes, like the white t-shirts and stuff, or like white shorts and everything. But really, like, it will be people doing a lot of those one-time grills with sausages.
Yeah. But you should come and do the dancing. That's really when it shines, right?
Dancing? What dancing are you doing there?
They have.
There is a pole. There is a pole.
There is a pole, yeah.
Which looks like someone's genitalia.
And you go around
pointing to the ground. And that's kind of futility.
In Denmark,
and then you dance around it.
In Denmark, we do it, but for Christmas, around Christmas tree.
No, in Sweden, and they're also like, sometimes when in one sort of place, right, spend midsummer in Dalarna, we take it seriously. Like, it's a big pole, right? The whole village come together and like really struggle to get it up, right? And then it's a big one, and then you dance around it. But I was in the northern part of Sweden, and then they have a small one, maybe like 3 meters, like what's this? They didn't even try to make it. But in some places, like Leksand, they take it very serious. There's a big pole at the right, and then it circles around the pole, and you dance, right?
In Poland, they do how do you call it? From the flowers.
Yeah.
Flower crowns? I don't know how you call it.
Same here. So.
And you put it on the water.
Now here they used to wear it, right? Yeah.
You wear it, but then you put it on the water.
Yeah, pagan traditions.
But that's not the topic for today, because the topic for today is
what people do during the summer, except of midsummer. They have time to do their pet projects. And that's why we talk about pet projects of Matthias.
Yeah. Hooray! Yeah. Time is a nice word for me during summer, home with the kids and all stuff at the farm, right? But I do have a lot of pet projects, and they increased a lot since I got access to Claude, right? Because then I can actually start building all of my pet projects at once, more or less. So I have a couple of pet projects. Some are more technical and some are more fun. Right? Which one do you want to hear most about? Should I take?
Time is short. Pick one.
Yeah. One. Okay. You know I like drones and technology, right? Yeah, I have a lot of drones and I build a lot of services. So I was thinking it'd be really nice if I can track my drone on like a map like flight radar, right? I can fly my drone and I can see on the map where it went and track it real time. Okay, how can I do that? Well, there's a protocol called Mavlink, which is sending data from the drone to your computer. So you get all the metrics and you get the GPS stuff, something like that. So you have on your computer, you have this software, you get UDP package from your drone, and it shows you where the drone are. I'm this is interesting. And then I found there is a project called MavProxy, which is a proxy. We can receive data and then send it to your computer. So I built a proxy, a hijacker inside the proxy, which gets the data in the proxy and then started sending it up to my portal where I can see it. So right now I have it deployed. I have the APIs up. I have NetsQ. I have socket connecting, and I'm trying to deploy my Mav proxy service in my local Kubernetes cluster. So hopefully, when vacation comes, I can start setting up my drones and my rovers, and they can start putting data to my Mav proxy, which I run in my Kubernetes cluster, and then it starts sending data. It's a long project. Do you remember I took a photo of my rover and sent to you? Probably when we started. Can it be 3 years ago? Maybe I started this project.
I don't think I've seen it.
No, it started way long back, and I started it small and building the tools. But now, when you have the AI agent, it goes so much quicker because I can just have them running and building the service all the time.
People call it defense tech nowadays.
Yeah, full stack. Yeah, that's a new word.
Defense tech, and there is a lot of investment going on in that.
Yeah, especially in drones, I think. I was doing my master thesis on the autonomous drones as well, and we had a lot of issues. It was much more basic, probably, quite a few years ago. What you have, you were running on the Raspberry Pi with some controllers connected to it and so on. And because it was winter, we had some issues with connectivity. So because it was getting too cold, the drone was losing connectivity from the controller, which was backup plan, or from the computer, which was running the program on the drone.
Yeah.
For at least for testing reasons and so on, because we were supposed to execute particular task on it, and it was crashing very randomly because of the temperature.
That's funny. Yeah, but it's a lot of things that I need to think about. One is the caching, if the drone loses connectivity back, can it cache the data? It could. I don't need it real time. So I have a caching system. It's like a queue, so you cache on disk, you write every message to disk, and then there's another one that picks up the message and send them, right? So it's a building queue there, which is just the storage, right? But then it's also fun to keep the flight path, right? How it's going. And then I can get other data as well. I could get temperature and humidity and those things and just point them out. But then also side project is of course live video streaming, so I can get the video from the drone into there. So I started a small RTSP proxy. So maybe I can get the video as well from the drone and proxy it up to my service. And when you get proxy video, you can add a lot of different image recognition stuff on the stream, right? And start tagging things as we go. But we see, it's a fun project. I like the project because it's something physical, with drones, Paulina. It's physical things that in reality you can do stuff, right? But it's also technical things that I cannot.
Yeah, I think if you want to deal with both hardware and software, it can be fun. But I have background from uni, from automation, robotics, and mechatronics before. I was tired that software worked, but when you put it in the conditions from simulation or from your laptop to hardware, it's 10,000 new things you need to take into consideration to make it work as well.
Yeah, but isn't it the cool part when you have the AI now to back you up, right?
Yeah, that was times before AI. So
I mean, now I can send it to do stuff. Like, okay, here's the rover now. Make sure that you're connected. Here's the API, right? Go figure out and make something so you know that you're connected with each other, right? And then it can work on both like platforms at the same time, more or less. So when I'm working with the Mav proxy, I do exactly that, like deploy to my Kubernetes cluster here and deploy the API to the production cluster. And then like, I want to know that you're connected, like kind of sort this in some way for me. So at the Mav proxy, you can say that I'm connected, everything is good. And then you can start sending packages. So you get like all this fine fixing that you need to do. Like you get help with that. I can more do the design part. Like you are connected to that one. The data comes like UDP here. It's interesting to see how it goes. Maybe I can demo it for you, but when I start my vacation and start fire up my old rover and drive it around the yard.
Andre, have you tried drones in any capacity?
Yes, I usually would buy a drone, fly it 2 times, and then sell it. It's like, it doesn't get me as fired up as it does with Matthias. And I was always wanted to use it like for filming the running. So like the latest one was like DJI Neo. I use it for running, like filming how I run. That was interesting. And I time to time bring it on adventures with me. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it.
This one,
Because I
right?
now have the DJI Neo 2, which is like better and it has like much more range on the controller. Because what's scary with this one, we time to time get quite strong winds in Las Palmas here. So I was running on exposed area close to the sea, so it was almost got swept towards the sea, and it was like pushed up, so I couldn't control it from the phone to tell it to land. It was like going higher towards the sea, and then as soon as the battery dies, it goes down to the water, and here goes your drone. So, and then like, okay, I probably shouldn't be doing that because like the DJI Neo is very light. That's like the point of it. But because of the very little weight, the fans are not as strong, so it cannot fight the wind as well, comparing to the bigger, more stronger drones. So it's nice, but you have to be mindful about where you fly.
Yeah, I think for the water you need to be mindful. Also, I had situation when we were like on one of the lakes in Denmark with a friend who had a drone, and he started drone from the boat, and we were going with the boat around the lake and some canals, and battery of the drone went down, and drone had implemented that it goes back to the starting point if the battery is too low. So we're going around the whole lake trying to get the drone so it doesn't land in the water instead of the boat. So you also have to be mindful from.
You need to do that, especially if you take it like if you set it to follow like a car or like a bike and you go downhill. Then you need to update your home point. But this is actually only why I started with this drone project. I was flying drones, right? I fly them with Google, so I fly them. And sometimes it's like, what should I do with this, right? When you fly a drone high and you look at all the houses and stuff, it's not that much fun, right? It's fun in the first time, but then you have done it right a couple of times. It's not really super fun, right? So that's why I started like, what more can I do with it? Like, so then I pointed the camera down and started making maps, right? This is more fun. Now I can make maps of my house, 3D object. Now it's getting more useful, right? So that's why I started the drone thing. So the Mavlink is one cool project, but also having one where you can add maps on maps on maps, right? So you can take drone maps, add those with like Google Maps, and you can compare them and all sort of things, right? And 3D modules as well. You can look at it.
Yeah, but when we, for example, on my master thesis, we had like it was me and another guy who have similar projects, but it was like based on some images and so on. You get certain data and you're supposed to do certain actions. The drone should decide what to do based on that was before AI, so it was stricter implementation, but you're getting the data and then the drone should behave in a particular way without our involvement as well. So I think that's something interesting what you could do a lot of stuff if you have a sensors, because you can a height sensor, you have a image input and so on.
Yeah.
For the drones, I think the normal progression for people, like you fly the commercial drones, but then you basically go FPV and first person view. You have these goggles you put. Then it's like much more fun flying it comparing to with a normal controller, and then people start build their own drones.
Yeah.
So I know a couple of people like that.
I went other way around building it, and then it stopped. Never really flew with the commercial ones or with the goggles.
I'm doing the same, but I fly the FPV drones, and my son was flying them as well a couple years ago. Maybe I was like 13, and it's fun to see him flying because he doesn't know the price of the drone. So how you fly things when you don't pay for them is different, right? I fly them very carefully, like, if I hit something, it's going to be expensive. It takes me a lot of time to fix it. That didn't apply to my kid. He just flew them over like the trampolines and stuff, right? But it's great fun. But Paulina, maybe I come back to you. If I can send data from my system back to the drone, I maybe need your help here.
Yeah, sure. I didn't really touch it in some time. So.
Sending data. Do you have any pet project here, or are you joining mine? That's the question.
Drones? No, I don't have pet project with drones.
No, but do you have any other pet project for the summer?
Let's see if I get a house or not. That's gonna qualify how much free time. For now, I'm gonna bike to Belgium from Denmark, so it's around 900 kilometers. But I have cool. I have some pet projects to to call it, on a digital product and some courses recording to sell. So let's see how that will work. But yeah.
But did you write a book as well?
Long story short, it's on pause.
A book?
Yeah.
You talked about it.
What is it about?
Well, security in AI infrastructure. But
if you do a book and Matthias already have a book, the pressure is on.
Yeah, it is. It's always. I mean, you're late here, man. And Paulina already started. You should write a book as well, Andre.
I could if I have more time.
But I mean, just to be clear, I wrote my book before AI, Paulina.
Yeah, but right now, even if you write it, there's some people saying it's AI, even if you write it yourself and so on.
ChatGPT arrived when I was writing the book, so I added some describe Kubernetes. I asked ChatGPT and then this is perfect, and I wrote and put it in my book. The publisher just no way, this is not you. This is copied from the internet. Okay, so then I have to really rewrite it. But Andre, your pet projects. What's there about? What are you going to do?
Aside of kids and the companies I'm involved with. So one of things I've been doing lately was using AI again to build better coaching help for me, because I'm doing quite a bit of running. If you watch it on the YouTube, you can see all of those running t-shirts on me all the time. And I used to have a coach who was a good guy, doing the personalized coaching. I think I worked with him almost for 10 years. But still, he has other athletes, and you usually would receive a plan. You have to poll for answers. And, the coaches obviously are different, and their involvement is on a different level. But we also had a little bit of issue with the time zones and everything. So I thought can I do something else now? Because there is so much data available, and I've been running for more than, 10, 15 years. So I kind of know how it works and what you need to train And I did read quite a bit of literature about that, or listen to quite a bit of literature. So I started, but then you need to have data, right? So everything boils down to data and APIs. I'm using Garmin watch as a primary recording device. Garmin does not expose APIs for free, as far as I'm aware, like 22nd June 2026. If you know otherwise, let me know. So I have to basically go through Strava, which is a social network for the sporty people, where you get your activities automatically posted, or you can record with Strava app. So like the Garmin syncs to Strava, and then Strava allows you to build the OAuth-based apps for Strava, and then you can use that one to authorize to the APIs and pull the data. Still requires the paid subscription to Strava, but it's like 50 euro a year. So like I'm fine with that, and you get the Strava attempt at AI to see, because like it's gated for the non-paid users, but they really like the AI they do there is really bad. I think they're using some small model that basically looks at your activity description and rephrases it for you.
Nice.
So there was like a guy who wrote an activity description, like he forgot the helmet and he had to go home, and then like the Strava AI is like, great bike ride without helmet. Stuff like that, like no thinking whatsoever. So it's really bad. But I use the Strava API to pull down the files, and then I own my data, which is nice. And then I can evaluate it in different ways. And then I'm also applying this wiki LLM idea that you structure everything as a JSON. You have the table of context for everything, so the models can find things quickly. Applying recursive language model idea there, that you just run sub-agents to extract, so the main session is not being polluted by the unnecessary context. Plus, like I built a tons of Python scripts to simplify extraction and save the context. So that was easy. Then I have additional sources, like for instance, I have a scale, we think scale, that kind of measures your body composition and a lot of other good stuff.
What are you adding that as well?
Yes.
Wow.
So I those people also have API, OAuth, easy. So that was easy. And then like the Garmin wellness data, like HRV and everything, that's not being exported to Strava. So like right now I have to sit down and export zip files for every day. And then there is like a skill that knows that I'm going to have a zip files and downloads folder and will adjust those.
Wow.
So like those, things that I'm working with, like the data sources currently. Plus, I also have my stress tests assessments, where they would measure your VO2 max, your ventilatory threshold, and all of that. So I fed that into the system. I have my blood test. I fed that into the system. Through this, I'm getting comprehensive picture of my health. And then I could basically set up the goals. And I'm turning 40 this year. And really now I cannot just go with any kind of training. You have to be very strategic, and consistency and injury prevention is the key. So if you just staying injury free and you keep maintaining the fitness, you're golden, and it will improve over time. It kind of works the same in every age, but you can get away with it when you're younger and have a gaps in the training. Here it's less forgiving. And there are actually AI-enabled training apps, but all of them structured around the goals. So there will be a lot of people driven to those apps. They signed up for their first marathon. I don't give a damn about marathons. I did too many of them. And 5K, 10K, I don't care really. I'm interested in long-term goals, and none of those apps are focused on that, because majority of their client base is those people who doing the emotional purchases, getting the in their first races and stuff like that. So that's why I'm building it myself.
But that's where the money are as well, right? People that want to do a competition, run the first marathon, do the first whatever. You sign up for a coaching app, you get all the gear, and train for that goal.
Do it only for, how do you call it, for running or for triathlon?
No, it's
I think you
basically
used to do triathlon.
all like you can build it wherever you like. It's tracking all my activities. So, for instance, I do running, trail running. I do stationary biking as a non-loading activity. Like no impact activity. I do open water swimming when time allows. But I want to have like a comprehensive picture, and then like also if I'm getting to stationary, because like for instance some days where I would do the bike at home, then I might not walk as much, and I need someone to yell at me to track my steps and like to track my sleep, and track that I'm doing foam rolling for injury prevention. So there is like a lot of small things that you do, and like none of the coaches would really focus on that. Plus, I have my injury, so like I'm going through the physios and all the training plan needs to be adjusted for that. There is a lot of details that goes into it. So, and like you can only achieve the personalization of this kind when you do it yourself, pretty much. Right now with the eye, it's much easier. Yes.
Yeah, we also get an office job and so on. So you also back and so on. What I noticed, for example, a lot of coaches were ignoring for me. And okay, but you swim, yeah, but I sit or I stand in front of computer, and in the bike or on the run, you're also in the closed position. So I get a lot of back issues since I started working full time.
But what kind of stuff is the agent telling you? Is telling like you need to run 5 today, or like tell you to run quicker, or like what kind of data is it telling you to do, right? Or your statistics, like this is where you are right now? Or is it
like the primary driver, I need to plan the week around everything. So like I need to balance it out, right? Okay. So when you're planning the week, you need to know like the days you cannot run. Like for instance, today I actually had like a physio, like electromagnetic wave shock therapy, where they would like pound your knee, and I have like a little bit of tear in a tendon. So I need to heal that, which means like there is no tendon loading today and tomorrow. On Wednesday I could do something easy, and like all of that needs to go into the plan. And then like for instance, you did hard interval. Where do you put your strength training? Does it go in before? Does it go after? So like there is like a lot of balancing of your life, your health condition, and the training you want to do. So like I set the goals, and then like I tell like, well, Mr. I, go try to figure out, explain me why you did it this way. Plus I'm also feeding research about like what should we do like for the strength training, what works, what doesn't, and that the system is still evolving pretty much. So for instance, like this weekend, I had to do a trick because there is no foam rolling activity in Garmin. So I'm basically saying, well, when I do Pilates, I never do Pilates. That's a foam rolling. Categorize it this way, but then how do you prevent that activity when after you rename it? So you need to dedupe it somehow. And that was like deduping on an activity name and type. Now I had to redo it, so deduping on ID and stuff like that. So you're always tweaking the system. I've been doing it for a month now, and I really like the results I see right now. And hopefully that will help me to stay consistent and injury-free.
But it still relies on your like self-discipline. Like I try to, with the generated plans and so on, but I still need a human which gonna, shout to me, and sometimes someone who gonna check if I've done it. Because at least so it's the system I'm gonna ignore. But I don't know if it's because I trained since I was like 4 or 5 with the trainer who was like checking if you've done it. Or, so for some people, sure, it's gonna work, and I think it's great anyway, but I think sometimes some people need like a human or someone who gonna actually yell at them and gonna be disappointed and so on and so on. So how does it work for you?
I'm fine with like I'm a self-starter, so I would stay on track. I need help with balancing it all out, and else knowing the volume I could be flexible if something comes up and like I can do bike today, I can move it to another day. Like I know how to rebalance it in my head, but I need to have initial plan and I also need to have a pushback because time to time I would get an idea, I want to do this, and something need to do a pushback based on my conditions. Like for instance, again, like this morning, I had a possibility to go and do a run before the therapy because then I like off for a couple of days. And I also did a race on Saturday, which was like, the trail race, 10K, 800 meters of elevation, and then there is almost the same as going down. So I did have like a little bit of tendon banging on my knee, like going down. And then like, okay, I want to do strides before we go. So we have like a quality session or somewhat quality session before we go into the procedure. And then like I caught like, maybe not. Like your Lord for last 2 weeks for like ramping up and like you just did the race. That will be just too much. Take it easy right now. Let like the tendon heal. And then you can do like a quality session like late in the week. If your load profiles goes down, like you're recovering fast enough. So it's kind of balancing the recovery and my stupid ideas or, the impulsive decisions. That helps quite a lot because I basically need to have a conversational partner with whom I can converse and discuss the plan based on all the data, not like, AI making stuff up, but like, that's my data. Look at all this data. Tell me what makes sense.
Yeah. Paulina, what are you thinking? Maybe you have some summer project. You also train around.
Yeah, transfer it for triathlon.
It should be quite easy.
No, it should be. You just need to, but it needs to also balance 3 disciplines, so you have a bit more factors than only running. Depending probably what distance you're training and what is your best. And okay, because usually with one discipline you can train, you can focus probably on speed or endurance or something. That would be quite interesting. What you said, what are you training on? But for example, in triathlon, like I have very good background in swimming. And usually it's okay unless something pops out. But how do you balance it to don't lose swimming or you don't go to one discipline too much versus balance with the others where you are when the level it's not the same and so on.
Yeah, this is exactly. It's like doing the analysis, like all the apps, like the app that you buy, they have their own way of doing analysis. But for instance, last year I had like a tremendous build up, so like 3-4 months, and then the fitness was going through the roof. I was staying, in the second zone when I would run for 20. And like I usually around 5 minutes when I run, like when I'm unfit, I'm around 5 minutes. Like when I'm getting fitter, that goes like to 4:45, but I never was aerobic at 4:20. And I'm like, what's going on? Like this body is showing completely different results. And now I was able to, like I have all the data. I'm like, Mr. I, let's pull in the data, analyze it, because like I wrote the Python script. Like you just cannot load all those files for 5 months into the context window. It's just gonna blow up. So it's wrote Python scripts to roll up them like weekly and a monthly and a yearly basis. So we pulled in the old data, had to wait for an hour to deal with the Strava rate limiting. So it would like rate limit after every 50 activities you pull. But it was able to figure out like, okay, I see the pattern. So I can see your like HRV data, how you responded to the workouts. I see what you've been doing. And like I can see the trend, what worked for you. So now we're just waiting for the tendon stuff to clear. And again, like when it's doing the training plan, it's like, okay, we have a tendon issue. We capped the week at 40K of running. And like the rest of the activities are uncapped. That kind of allows me to balance it better comparing to just a coach that's not seeing me and like giving all of this input to the coach is impossible. Just like it's physically doesn't make sense to spend that much time.
This sounds really amazing, right? You get all your data, like you're running everything, like. But how hard would you say it was to build it, right?
If you know what you are doing.
Yeah, but I mean, is it even that hard for people that are not? I mean, you're saying that you pull all the data from Strapi. Did you build some app that you're running on some account?
No, I basically built a set of skills. So it's
Yeah.
a set of skills, and that's using Python scripts within
Yeah.
set of skills. I didn't tell it to build Python. Like everything that happened underneath, I haven't digged into that. I'm looking at the numbers that's coming out. So like you need the data. That's what.
Yeah.
So you need
If
all
you have
the
the data,
tests.
yeah.
If you don't have tests, then it's harder.
Yeah.
Because like to get the reliable readings, and you need to know what's good, what's bad. So you need to be able to differentiate the model is bullshitting. But when you have a lot of data, the model is able to ground itself in data, and then it's reliable somewhat.
Yeah, I think this is kind of amazing. The cool part I see is like when people have this like pet project things, I have this about dreams, and you have the training. You never had the time to do it, right? It was in the like I want to do that, but I don't have time, the skills. Now this summer, you can actually get help with the AI tool to build that pet project that you want to build for so many years, right? And if this is not that hard, as I said, Andre, it's what else can it be, right?
Yeah, one thing that I'm missing is like scheduling, so it would pull the data on its own.
Yeah.
Could do with the cloud routines or something like that, or with some other automation, maybe like running Hermes there and like letting Hermes do it.
Now we're getting a little bit more advanced with like Hermes. It's like if you run a skill and you can run it from your local cloud like every day or something to get data. That's pretty amazing.
And another thing that like in the pipeline, I probably will get to that during the July, is doing the photos of everything I eat, analyzing that, importing that also into the system, because like nutrition right now is missing. I have almost
nutrition,
everything.
hydration, supplements also very often.
Yeah, supplements. Like I see that as a part of the nutrition. Yeah, hydration, I'm usually have no problem. So that's I don't see a need in tracking that. But like nutrition is a big part. Staying lean, not gaining the weight, and just seeing how body responds.
Amazing. Okay, we come up to 40 minutes. It's just a lot of cool stuff. A really cool project for the summer.
Yeah, another cool project is our podcast scheduling system that I'm also building.
Yeah, you need to do
publishing.
like how it works someday.
Maybe it's nothing fancy, but like it's also on a GitHub. So that part is on a GitHub. It's publicly available.
It is fancy. It is fancy.
But yeah, I basically need to boil it down. So it's just one script. I do bash do a sash.
Yeah.
And before that, it was just publishing straight away. But now, this weekend, I added possibility to schedule up in time. So I can, if we have some recordings in the pipeline, I can just run one after another, and that will pick the date, like the Monday, 11.
Yeah.
UTC, post it to the Podbean and YouTube. It goes straight away to the website. So if you are cannot live without it, you can actually go get the early preview. I'm not doing Patreon or anything like that. So like the episodes first are on the website as they're being scheduled, but they land to YouTube and Podbean on a schedule. And then I will also add like the LinkedIn announcements as another automation.
It's really cool, and it shows how easy it is today to make these small tools that you can use in your daily work that you don't have to bother with. Like the things that took so long time now is a bash script that you run and just plans.
Yeah, like the first versions I wrote manually, but now like all that automation, like so YouTube was added by AI completely, scheduling was added by AI completely. But for the last year, it was pretty much all AI. The original base was me trying to automate it, because 6 years ago when we started, there was nothing like that around.
It was another time. Okay, and the last word for Paulina.
Sounds
just gonna
interesting.
wait for a house,
what?
And then just gonna wait to buy that house, and then summer is set.
Yeah, hopefully it will clarify before summer, because it's going forever. But depends on that how much I have time actually to do something else.
Yeah, if you have time, here you can help out build one training app as Andre, or I can send you some drones. You have a lot of knowledge in drones, so I might want to pick your brain a little bit on those things.
Sure.
Otherwise, I think we call it a day.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
You have been listened to DevSecOps Talks with Matthias, Andre, and Paulina. For notes and information, please visit devsecops.fm. Thanks for tuning in.